Good afternoon. You join me in the heart of Lincoln City just after we've had one of the most beautiful tasting pizzas from a little place called Slow Rise, just down there on the right there. We are now on the hunt for a pudding to go to tonight's park up, where we're going to cook a lovely spaghetti bolognese at an RAF base called RAF Coningsby. And then after that, we're going to be having one of these beautiful cakes to accompany our dinner. I'm going for that one. Chocolate peanut butter sponge slab.
And as to seeing the ice cream inside, that just did me.
Oh, are you going to have some?
Oh,
are you going to have some?
No. I'd like to.
For those that are new to the channel, by the way, if you watched last week's video, this is Matt and Anita from Alive from 45. They're going to be joining me tonight for tonight's little stealth camp down at RAF Coningsby. What did I say I was going to have?
The chocolate sponge slab.
Chocolate peanut butter sponge slab. Chocolate peanut butter sponge slab. Okay. Bit of a different intro to this video, because normally I kind of give an introduction from the van, but as we were on our way down here in last week's video from the museum to Lincoln City, do you find it's a really nice feeling when you've got a couple of vans driving in convoy somewhere? It's nice, isn't it? See you guys driving for us, like, yeah, we've got our caravan here, we're on our way to go to another location.
Do you need forks, or are you going to take it home?
I'm alright, I'm going to enjoy that a bit later on.
Yeah, thank you.
So, the plan now, we're going to head back to the vans. We've just about used up our parking time, haven't we, Anita?
Yeah, we've got about an hour.
Okay, fantastic, we've got plenty of time then. Lincoln's been a nice city. Just give you a little look around us now. This is more of the scenic, historical part of Lincoln. Down there, at the very bottom of what they call Steep Hill, yeah, probably wouldn't go down there if I was you. Up the top is much nicer, by the castle and by the cathedral. So we'll head back to the vans, and I think we're going to head down to tonight's park up, RAF Coningsby, cook up a bit of dinner, have some spaghetti bolognese, homemade, or should I say van-made, van-made spaghetti bolognese, and then we've got a lovely bit of pudding for tonight for a nice little stealth camp at a disused military base. It's not used anymore, is it?
It's fully used.
It's fully used. Oh,
yeah.
oh, it's fully active. Okay, all right then. I didn't think this through properly. Oh. So a bit earlier on in last week's video, where we signed off, we had a whole pizza each, and walking up this massive hill probably isn't the most intelligent thing to eat before taking on this mammoth challenge. No wonder they've got a guardrail. Look at them powering away, look. It's nothing to them. Oh. Oh, that is such a treat, isn't it? That's what you need, a bit of energy back, isn't it? Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
It's good, it's good. Thank you.
What you need is that basket on a fishing rod over in front of you. Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing about this car park. It is absolutely overrun with campers, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very popular.
Because it's the only one that hasn't got the height barrier.
Ah, right.
Yeah, all the others do.
Well, I'll drop the what three words down here for you guys if you want to come here. I did mention it in last week's video, but you can also stay here overnight as well. What'd you say, $4.50?
Yeah, $4.50 for an overnighter.
Not bad, that. I'll be with you in a sec. Oh! Come back here, you! No. Come back here, you! Hey! Cheers, man, thanks. She nearly had it. Nearly. Can't let that get out of my sight. Whoa. And just while I make our way down to RAF Coningsby, I've got a new camping gadget to share with you that's going to be perfect for my summer trips. This may well be the one camping gadget that is going to drastically improve my camping experience, or at least make it a lot more comfortable. Flextail. This is their Tiny Repeller S. Now this is their mosquito repellent. I'm just going to set it up. It comes with these little pads that I believe are coated in some kind of insect repellent chemical. You pop it into the side here, and once you've inserted your insect repellent pads, 2 clicks, and it's now in camping mode with a 165-degree heating element inside, which gives off the bug repellent vapor. So the first mode, which lights up green, is camping mode. That's for confined spaces like a van or a tent, and I think it repels up to 10 feet away. And in this mode, you can get up to 20 hours of bug repellent goodness. Now I'm going to turn it off, seeing as we're in the back of the van at the moment, and there's currently no bugs in here, but this would have been an absolute game changer. On probably maybe half of all the camps I've been on, I've always had problems with bugs. You guys know I like to do a bit of cooking, and when I'm out and about doing my cooking in various different places and locations and different temperatures, the one thing that annoys me the most is bugs. But it's not just an insect repeller, no. It's also got a built-in camping lantern, which has got 3 different modes. I think this is 50 lumens, 200 lumens, and 400 lumens. And you've also got a pulsating mode as well. You've got 3 ways to mount it. You've got your carabiner on top. You've also got a magnetic base, which includes your tripod attachment there, so it can be used anywhere in any camping scenario. God, oh, that would have been a game changer of my camp so far. Well, at least I've now finally got one. I'll leave a link in the description below to the Flextail Tiny Repeller S, and don't forget to use my discount code Brendan15 just down here to get yourself 15% off your first order. A big thank you to Flextail for sponsoring today's video. Now let's head down to tonight's park up. Nice. Well, this is tonight's park up. This is what we're going to call home for the evening. We've got the RAF base on the other side there. So the end of the runway is that right there.
Yeah.
So when the planes take off and land, you've got it right here. Awesome.
The runway.
Yeah. So what are the restrictions with this car park, just in case anybody else wants to come
24
in?
hours.
24 hours,
Yeah.
7 days a week,
Yeah.
no restriction.
No restrictions.
Do what you like.
But don't
Yeah.
take
Well,
the
don't
mickey
go
with
as
it.
Yeah.
They were going to close it because somebody decided to stay here for 3 weeks on the hit and refused to move.
Right, okay. Yeah.
So eventually they'd move. But thankfully they haven't chosen to close it.
Good.
Because it's a really nice place in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Obviously, well, the exception of a runway.
As long as you're not getting your camp chairs out and, putting your awnings out and whatnot, you'll be all right kind of thing.
Yeah. Just respect where you are.
Exactly, yeah.
There are a couple of bins, so you can
Yeah.
dispose of your rubbish. That's not a
There's a
problem.
burger van that turns up here in the mornings.
Yes.
Is there?
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
You might get your bacon butty.
Oh, yes. I'm thinking, what am I have for breakfast tomorrow? I'm thinking, porridge, cereal maybe. But on a Sunday morning, we might just be in luck to get a breakfast van.
Might get a breakfast van.
Oh, yes. That's good though, that this is like free, easy access.
Yeah.
I'll put the what 3 words down here for you guys if you fancy it. If you're a bit of a plane spotter. What do they call them? Anorak people? Bring your binoculars, bring your ultra zoom lens. You'll be here having a good time. Well, we've still got the weather on our side. Let's have a little closer look at Matt and Anita's van, I think. I want to kind of get a feel for how everything works on a day-to-day basis when they go camping. How are you both, all right?
Yeah.
Very good.
I know we had a brief look yesterday. No, earlier on today, but it was another video for you guys. Just as a brief look inside the van. But I've always wanted to kind of ask people with the bigger van what their kind of like daily routines are. There's a bit of a done to death subject on YouTube, innit? Join me for my morning routine. So what kind of facial creams do you guys use? No, but on a serious note, just like talk us through, and you haven't got to give us like a full demonstration of like this is how we wash our hands in the morning and all that kind of stuff. But when you're on a camp, right? Yeah. Obviously, all the questions that I should have really written some down to do this properly, but we're just going to try and wing it, all right?
That's fine. As you can see from the designers, we wanted a fixed double bed because the last thing we wanted to do was.
Can I sit in? Is that all right?
Yeah. Was the faff of making off and putting the bed down.
Yeah.
Because that was one thing. So that kind of drove us towards the size of van that we wanted.
Yeah.
Because as part of that routine in the morning, we've got a caravan that we've used for years. And again, with that, you would set the bed up, or you wouldn't set the bed. And it's like, you know what? That was definitely something.
So your bed is always made ready to get in whenever you need to lie down, nap, sleep for the night, whatever it might be.
Absolutely.
That's your permanent rest area.
Absolutely.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'd be looking for a future build, I think. What about when it comes to like your getting ready, getting washed, hygiene? You know, what do you guys do in this van when you're away camping? What's your routine?
So we always got the shower, but we don't use the shower every day.
Yeah.
Because it's not actually that good for the body.
To be honest, most people that have a shower in the van, that's what they use it for most of the time. Do you know what I mean?
Well, we built it with a multi-purpose in place. So you're going to need a wardrobe of some description to put clothes in, or jackets and all such like. Yeah. So so we've got that area. And then because we were looking to go to the Arctic, and that was what the van was around, and also we're snowboarders as well, and we're like, well, you're going to come back with wet clothes. You need somewhere logically to dry it. Yeah,
that's not living space.
Absolutely.
We've got a vent down there.
The vent's in there for the diesel heater.
Ah, brilliant.
For the diesel heater. Right down there.
I see.
And then when you pull the door
So hang on a minute.
So it becomes a drying room.
It's a drying room.
So you can dry all your wet
Okay.
gear.
So it's a drying room. And then it was like, if we're going to have it as a drying room, we might as well put a shower in. So
do you have skylight in there?
No.
Do you have,
so that's the other reason for having it the way it is. There's a gap at the top.
Yeah. So it can vent.
So it gets really warm in there.
Yeah.
And then you turn the max airs on, and then the air comes out, and just sucks it straight out. So then you put an extra hole in the van. See, it's little tiny details like that I don't think are focused on enough when it comes to like doing a van tour or van build videos. It's the little details like that I think make a van more daily user friendly. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can make something look great, but is it functional? Yeah. You know, are you going to be like, oh, why didn't I do that? I haven't thought of this. That's a very unique problem and a very unique solution, I think.
But when you're camping in the Great British summer, sunny outside at the moment, but it was raining earlier.
Yeah. And it'll probably rain tomorrow morning.
You got wet gear, so you want somewhere to hang it where it's going to dry.
Yeah.
You can hang it in here. If it's that cold, you turn the diesel heater on, shut the door, and within half an hour it's all dry.
One thing that a lot of people say when they get asked, what would you change in your van, is I'd have a bigger sink. When I was doing the build, that was one thing that came up a lot in the forums, because I spent a lot of time in forums looking for pitfalls as well. Yeah. That is
regrets of other people.
Full-size sink from IKEA. Again, IKEA is your best friend when it comes to doing a van build.
That's a good size, isn't it?
Yeah, 50 quid. It's not expensive, really, and it's full size.
No. I mean, when you look at actually some of the prices of camper van stuff,
they are crazy.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I think it was like a little tiny sink, maybe twice the size of my fist, maybe, and I think a 2-burner hob, 250 quid.
Yeah.
So,
what?
Yeah. It's got a camper van.
It's got camper van, or even the camper van units, the ones you can buy, the specific pre-built stuff. I mean, what you've got here, and even to an extent what I've got in mind with, Granny's sideboard, it's a lot more sturdy, a lot more robust, a lot more, better well made than it is with the flimsy camper van, little tiny thin ply. That's what you're getting when you buy that, but because it's got a nice finish on it, and, you know what I mean? People pay. Yeah, people pay the premium because that's the majority of builds. Yeah. So you've got a portable induction hob, is it?
Yep. So we have an induction hob in the top drawer there.
Nice. Is it the Van Gogh Special? Yeah. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, they're pretty good.
Highly recommended to people.
You've got the double one then?
Yeah. I've
got the single one due to the size of the van, but they are pretty good.
They are really good.
Yeah.
Super efficient.
So tell me the decision making behind not having a fixed hob, whether that be gas or electric. Why didn't you want to go for a fixed one?
Partly because not every bit of food you eat has to be cooked. You don't have to cook all the time, and therefore if it's on the worktop permanently,
you've taken out that space.
You've taken out that space, you've taken out that flexibility.
That was my thought process with that, especially with having such a limited amount of space in a smaller van, that I thought, right, how am I going to actually do this? Because if I put a hob there, I know they come with lids, some of them, but it just seemed like not a practical solution to a smaller space, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Even a bigger space like this, you'd have like the hob there, but then you'd have your sink there, and you'd have virtually no workspace.
Yeah.
So you're kind of stuck between, if you put it here, you lose this drawer.
Yeah.
But then...
On some occasions, like when you're out in the van, you don't want to cook at all.
No.
It's,
absolutely.
Or you cook on a barbie outside.
Yeah, a barbecue,
Yeah.
or let's get a takeaway, or something. Let's have a curry in the van,
Yeah.
or something, whatever it might be. Yeah. Well, thank you ever so much for this little brief impromptu tour. A bit more of a detailed look at kind of how you guys do things in the van.
Yeah.
It's all well and good looking at a layout, but how does that layout work for you? You know, and you've explained it. So yeah, it's given me a bit of food for thought for a future build, and hopefully it's given you guys a bit of info, and maybe you got some questions possibly. You can either ask them down below in the comments, or if you want to go to a live from
45, yeah.
Yep.
you can go and ask Matt and Anita some specific questions about their build.
Yep.
Are you getting a bit hungry yet? A little bit
you are.
peckish maybe?
Yeah.
Right, time's ticking, and I am getting a little bit peckish. Got a lovely view out the side of that side window, and just before it gets really cold in the back of this van, I'm going to try and keep that side door open, get a bit of ventilation while we cook, and get tonight's dinner on the go. Ingredients for our dinner tonight consist of 500 grams of British lean beef steak mince, 5%. The reason why I'm using 5% tonight is because I haven't really got the facilities that I've got at home to be able to drain food properly. So we're using a low fat percentage mincemeat. Hopefully that'll give us 5% of the fat juices to be able to make a bit more of a sauce. We've also got some beef stock cubes, only going to use one tonight for tonight's dinner, some tomato puree, a various different selection of mixed herbs, and where's that passata gone? There we are, right here. In fact, Italian chopped tomatoes. So we're going to have a little bit of a hint of garlic in our sauce tonight. Let's get those mushrooms in the pan. Right, that's nicely browned off now, our beef and mushrooms, with a nice bit of residual fat at the bottom for a bit of flavour. Nice. What's your method for cooking spaghetti bolognese? Would it be in your van, at home? Let me know if there's something in your recipe that I should definitely add to mine. A little bit of tomato puree. Let's intensify that tomato flavour in there. Bit more basil. More black pepper. I'd put the pasta on if I was you.
Just about to ask that question.
Yeah, we're not far off, mate. Right, that's our sauce done. We're going to wait for the pasta to cook now, and that is what it looks like. That's going to be going on our pasta shortly. And I've got a little bit of grated Italian hard cheese to go on top of it as well for a bit of dressing. Spag bol cooked from scratch, you can't beat it. Let's get our sauce. Oh yes! You guys are gonna love this.
That's more than enough bread.
Okay. Oh, this is my big boy portion, is it? Could I interest anybody in some grated Italian hard cheese?
A little bit.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh. If I do say so myself, that's pretty dang good.
How are you doing it, Mac?
I was going to do that so the
Stand
table's
that up,
wider,
that's it,
that
there we
way
go.
me and you've got a bit of...
Okay. And we're in. I couldn't close that door a bit, could I?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it this one here?
Yep.
Yeah, close it. There'd be plenty of light in it,
There you go.
not even with the...
That'll do, won't it?
Yeah, that's good, that, Brandon. That's good, that.
I'm glad you like it. Right, we're going to finish this without the cameras, and then we're going to bring you back for, of course, the pudding.
The pudding.
Yeah.
The pudding.
The pudding.
Join you in a sec. Dinner went down nice, by the way. I've left a little bit more than these guys.
Oh, that's gone.
That's a compliment to the chef, isn't it?
There we go.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's gorgeous. You want to see this skyline? Absolutely beautiful.
Oh, that's some amazing colours.
That's beautiful, isn't it? Oh, let me see yours. Oh my. Do you want to see mine?
Go on then.
If you show me yours, I'll show you mine. Look at that.
There we go.
That's silly, isn't it? That's silly, that is.
Time to tuck in.
Right, first bite. My God. Oh, that is delicious.
Let me get the plates and put them on the camera.
Moist?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not like it's been sitting there for weeks. It's
No,
as
it's
it should
nice,
be.
isn't it? That is like start of the day
That's
cake.
proper good. Yeah.
That is so nice.
I'm not going to be able to hold the camera and eat the rest of this, so the camera's going to
We sat and enjoyed the rest of our cake to finish off what has been a pretty epic day exploring and finding one gem of a park up to finish it off. The lengths that YouTubers go to, for a simple time lapse. Right, guys, I'm going to call it a night.
No worries.
I'm going to take my camera down. It's been a pleasure to spend the day with you,
Yeah, and you?
and I will catch you both in the morning.
What time are you heading
So
off to
are
the morning?
you generally up?
Well, I'm going to be heading off relatively early because I'm going to be going to a National Trust place in Nottingham for you guys. Nice little sneak peek to have a little look round there. And then I've got a place to go and try and find to cook up some lovely food. Steak, mushrooms and sweet potato fries, I'll have you know. So stay tuned for next week's video. But yeah, maybe 8:30, something like that.
Okay.
I'll head off. I'll see you in the morning.
No worries, we've got dishes to do now.
Yeah. Well, I've got quite a bit of cleaning to do anyway. Good night. Oh, what a good night. There's something very freeing about just two people, well, three of us, two vans, parked up in a car park, not causing anyone any harm, having a good evening, good food, good company, not disturbing anybody, not causing any harm, and just enjoying an evening together. It's nice. I think I need to do a bit of cleaning up, and I'll be getting the inside of here ready for bed, I think. I'm going to get to bed. But thanks again for joining me, and I'll see you next week.